Hi, my name's Eden. I'm a plus size yoga instructor, and today I'm going to lead you through an intermediate level flow. All you'll need is a block, a blanket if you have a sensitive back or knees, and let's get started. Started lying on our backs today. If you have a sensitive back, just go ahead and put a blanket right under your sacrum in the lower back area to give you some extra cushion. I'm going to bring my arms out wide, and you can do the same. I'm going to start to take some deep breaths. Breathing in through the nose fully until you feel like your belly's full, and then exhaling through the mouth. Nice deep belly breaths. Now as you start to fill up, I want you to shift the breath to your chest. So as you breathe in, your belly will start to fill. As you continue to breathe in, your chest will rise, filling your lungs fully, and then exhaling. Again. Filling up, pulling the air up towards your chest, letting your lungs fully expand, and exhale. Noticing if you might be clenching your jaw. Noticing if your shoulders are tense. And relaxing, letting your body become heavier on your mat. If your legs are out long, bring the soles of your feet to the ground, bent knees. And let your knees fall from side to side. Which side doesn't matter. Just windshield wipering those knees. Start to release any tension in the hips, hip flexors, and the quads. If you feel a good stretch, stay there for a few seconds before moving to the other side. Just really leaning into any tension, allowing it a few seconds to release. One more inhale and exhale. Then bring your feet back to center. They can stay bent, your knees can stay bent, or you can bring your legs long, whichever you prefer. Inhale, bring your right arm across your chest. Grab right on your tricep area with your left hand and give your arm a nice tug. Keeping with your breath. Release your arms back wide. Bring your left arm across your chest. Reach to your left tricep with your right arm. And give your arm a loving tug, just enough to feel a stretch that feels good to you. And remember to keep breathing. Release the arms back to your sides. They can go wide, they can go above your head, whatever feels good. Centering your body and your mind, preparing for our practice today. Big inhale. Let it go. Make your way onto your belly and then rise to hands and knees. I have a blanket under my knees because this floor is hard. Plant your palms. Arms should be right under shoulders. Make sure that all of your fingers, the tips of your fingers, are pawing into the mat to distribute the weight fully. Inhale, drop your belly. Look up, cow pose. Exhale, round the back, cat pose. Take a few more cat cows on your own. You can explore by swaying side to side. Really stretching out every part of the spine. You can extend the leg back and rock to feel a stretch in that calf. Everybody try that. Extend one leg back until you feel a stretch in your calf. And then switch sides. Let's all come back to tabletop. Inhaling, remembering to stay with your breath during your whole practice. On your next inhale, reach your right arm forward and your left leg back. Remembering to breathe fully and calmly. Come back to tabletop. Inhale. Exhale. Next inhale, your left arm comes forward. Brace yourself. Strengthen your core and extend your right leg back. Right fingertips pawing at the mat to help you stay balanced. The top of your left foot pushing into the mat. And release. Back down to tabletop. Inhale, drop the belly, head comes up, head and shoulders. Exhale, drop the head around the back, cat pose. Inhale, cow pose. exhale, cat pose. Inhale, right arm comes straight, even with the shoulder, bracing yourself, pawing at the mat with your left hand, right top of your foot, pushing into the mat, lifting your left foot off the ground. Keeping full and calm breaths. Making sure you're not collapsing into your shoulder or your right hip. Pushing the ground away from you every moment. And release. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, bring your left arm out. Even with your shoulder. Pawing into the mat with your right hand. Pushing your left foot into the mat, the top of your foot. Raising your right foot off the ground. Making sure not to collapse into your shoulder or into your hip socket, pushing the ground away from you. And release. Take any last organic movements up the spine that feel good to you. Shift your weight forward into a modified plank. Lower down, elbows squeezing into the body. Even if your belly touches before you lower down, continue to control your arms as you come down. Bring your arms under your shoulders. Your hands. Bring your hands under your shoulders. And gently lift your head, neck, and shoulders off of your mat to a gentle baby cobra. Inhale, exhale, release down. Hands directly under your shoulders, pushing into the mat. Gently lifting your head, neck, and shoulders. Pushing your tops of your feet into the mat behind you. Inhale, extend your right arm forward and your left. Staying with your breath, gaze forward. And slowly float your feet off of the ground into a locust pose. Breathing calmly and fully. Exhale, release. Bend your knees. Bring your soles of your feet into the air. And let them fall side to side. Return to center. Let your legs grow long. Pressing the tops of your feet into the mat. Hands directly under shoulders. Lifting your head, neck, and shoulders off of the mat. Lowering down. Inhale, shift your weight back at the tabletop. Tuck your toes. Extend your legs long. Driving your heels down towards the mat. ground away from you. Tailbone high and proud for downward facing dog. Walk your hands to your feet or your feet to your hand. Maybe you have to do half and half. Step forward to the top of your mat. Inhale, hands come overhead, upward salute. Drop your shoulders down away from your ears. Lots of energy flowing through your fingertips. Find some buoyancy in your feet. Rocking back and forward just a little bit. And then plant them firm into the ground, anchoring down, feeling pressure through all four corners of your feet for a full connection, for the balance that we're going to need during this practice. Go ahead and fold forward. Exhale. Inhale, reach for your shins. Neck is long, gaze is towards the front of your mat. Not cocking upwards, lengthening the spine. One more inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Plant your hands on the ground. If you need a block for this, that's what it's there for. Step one foot back and the other. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, lift up to your cobra. Exhale, shift your weight back. Tuck your toes. Extend into your downward facing dog, driving your heels towards the ground, pushing the ground away from you with your hands to send your tailbone high. Take a couple of breaths here if you can. If you feel your knees overextending, try to do a little bit of a micro bend in your knees. Walk your hands to your feet or your feet to your hands, whichever is easiest for you. Take a step to the front of your mat. Inhale, upward salute. Exhale, fold forward. Open your feet a little bit wider if you need some room for your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, spine is long, gaze is towards the top of your mat. Exhale, forward fold. Reach for your block if you need to. Step one foot back, then the other. Doesn't matter which way, right or left, your preference. Lower down into your chaturanga, squeezing those elbows close into the body. Inhale, lift your head, neck, and chest off of the mat. Nice long neck. Exhale, shift your weight back. Tuck your toes. Lengthen your legs, pushing the ground away from you with your hands, driving your heels towards the ground, downward facing dog. We're going to be here for just a couple of breaths. Micro bend in the knees if you feel like you're overextending. Walk your hands to your feet or feet to your hands, whichever feels best. Take a step to the front of your mat. Inhale, upward salute. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, upward salute. And bring your arms back down to mountain pose. Coming back to your breath. Reconnecting your feet into the ground. All four corners pushing through. Nothing passive, everything engaged. Arms coming out strong and long, like lightning bolts are shooting through your fingers. I want you to step your left foot back, way back on your mat, nice and far. Then pivot to turn all 10 toes towards me. Hello, you look great. Inhale, wide leg upward salute. Exhale, wide leg forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, which should just bring you to fingertips, or if you need a block here, that's fine. Exhale, forward fold. I'm going to use a block for this. Inhale, I'm going to plant my right hand on the block or the floor. And then inhale my left arm up for a nice wide leg twist. Inhale and exhale. Bring your left arm to meet your right. Hands on a block or on the ground. Take a nice big inhale. Enjoying this forward fold and exhale. Plant your left hand on the ground or on a block. Inhale, bring your right arm into the air for a nice wide leg twist. Staying with your breath. Bring your right hand back down to meet your left. You can loose block if you'd like to. Just enjoy this wide leg forward fold for a couple of seconds. And inhale, come up to standing. Roll your shoulders back. Inhale, upward salute. Exhale, start to tilt back just a tad bit, tilting from your upper back first, not your lower. If you feel like you're tilting from your lower, stand tall, let your chin and neck lead you, and begin to bend back. As far as you find comfortable, then come back to standing. Turn your right toes to the front of your mat. Adjust your stance a little bit if you need to. Back toes still facing the long edge of your mat. Arms come out long, gazing over your front fingertips. Warrior two pose. Breathing, legs engaged, all 10 toes pressing into the mat. Inhale, exhale, bring your right forearm to your thigh. Sweep your arm overhead like you're strumming a guitar. Side angle pose. Nice inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. On your next breath, bring your right arm out to meet your left like you're grabbing a beach ball. One big breath here. And inhale, rise up. All 10 toes come to point towards the front of your mat. Give your shoulders a nice roll. We're going to inhale, come to an upward salute. We're going to revisit that back bend, starting from your neck, bending back. Not dumping into that lower back. If your lower back doesn't bend at all, that's perfectly fine if you're just bending from the neck. And then coming back to standing. Inhale, turn your left toes, which would be towards the back of your mat. Adjust your stance if you need to for a nice warrior two. Bring your arms out, gazing over your left fingertips. Engaging through your legs. All 10 toes pressing into the mat. Feeling a little tension in your quads. Inhale and exhale. Release your left forearm to your left thigh. Bring your arm overhead. Side angle pose. Your gaze can be forward, up, whatever feels best to you. Making sure you're not dumping into your shoulder. If you feel like you're collapsing here, really push into your quad to lengthen the side of your body. Inhale, bring your left arm to meet your right. Like you're grabbing a beach ball. Exhale. inhale, bring it up. And turn all 10 toes towards me. Depending how wide you are, I'm not super wide because my rug's a little bit slippery, but I'm going to take a heel and a toe in, and a heel and a toe in. This is about where your stand should be. And then I'm going to lower down, grab on toe block if you need to. Ooh, you hear my bones popping? For a yogi squat. If you don't feel anything in your hips, you might need to come out just a tad bit. Ooh, I feel it more then. Or you might need to come in a little bit. Play around with it. And there should just be a slight sensation in your hip flexors. You can hang your arms. You can bring them to prayer. Whatever feels best to you. We're going to inhale, raise our arms overhead if this is comfortable for you. If not, place your hands on a block to help you raise back to standing. We're going to pivot all 10 of our toes to the front of our mat, so your right foot will be facing forward. We have a shorter stance than we had before. This is set up for our pyramid pose, pressing all 10 toes into the mat, raising your arms overhead and bending just slightly forward. Engaging the core, feeling the sensation of this pose. Inhale. One more inhale here. This will take some balance, so really press those toes into the mat, engaging your legs, tightening your calves, tightening your quads, but not tighten your knees. And start to gently bend back from the top of your neck in your back, not dumping into the lower back, keeping your neck long. And then return up, bring your arms down to your sides. Turn all 10 toes to face me. And just pivot to the back of your mat. Inhale. Bring your arms overhead, shifting slightly forward, just about 15 degrees forward, until you feel the engagement in your core, your pyramid pose. It's almost like you're standing on a tightrope and pressing all 10 toes into your mat. But if having your feet on an even plane is too much, you can step out just a bit wider for a little bit more balance. Try both and see what feels best. Inhale, exhale, inhale, start to tip back, starting with your head, then your neck, then your upper back. Engaging your core the whole time, pressing all 10 toes into the mat. Slowly rise up, release your hands, pivot all 10 toes back to me, and come back down into your yogi squat. From here, make your way back to tabletop. I'm going to come back to my blanket. It's just yoga. You don't need super specific instructions for this. Just find your way back down and return to your cat-cows. Exhaling as you round your back to come to cat pose. Releasing any tension that you may have created from all of those back bends. Really pushing in here. Inhaling, dropping the belly. Feel free to shift forward and back. Really to touch any area of your spine that needs any counter movement from what we just did. And as you're ready, bring your big toes together, knees out wide, if that's how you like to do child's pose. And come down to your mat. I'm on forearms right now. You can lengthen your arms as well. If you're not feeling a stretch in child's pose, you can walk your right hand over to your left. Feel a stretch in your side body. And opposite, if you're not feeling a stretch there, come to seated on your heels. Bring your right arm overhead, your left arm next to you, and start to push your ribs up towards the sky for a nice side stretch. Switch sides. Come to seated. Bring your hands to your heart. If you need more rest here, pause this video, lie on your back. Your soles of your feet can be on the ground. Your legs and arms can go long for a nice Shavasana. Otherwise, I want to thank you for practicing with me, and I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. Take a big inhale, seal in the love that you showed for yourself during this practice. Exhale, let it cover you. And we bow. Namaste, yogis. Thank you so much for practicing with me today, and I hope to see you very soon. Bye.
And feel your blue